Good afternoon, all. FIU head coach Mike MacIntyre.
First of all, I'd like to, I don't know exactly what's going on with the weather, but very concerned about the Gulf Coast area and all that. So hopefully all that goes, I hope it doesn't get there. So, all right, any questions?
Yeah, Coach, when you only passed for 4 passing yards, assuming that's not all on the quarterback, can you explain what were some of the breakdowns that didn't allow you to pass for more yardage?
Yeah, we kind of broke down in a lot of different places. They played good coverage on us also. We also felt like we could run the ball pretty well, which we did at times. And then we only had 40-something snaps, and then so we didn't throw it as much as we would like to have thrown it in the game.
I guess going to the Lawrence game again.
Yep.
You guys were, obviously you won't mention you guys ran the ball up in the past. Was that just something that kind of happened through the course of the game where you guys kind of realized that you guys maybe would have caught something from the Lawrence defensive line there?
Yeah, we felt like we could run it better, and we did. We definitely would have liked to complete some more passes and been more efficient there for sure. There's no doubt about it. We got to improve in that area, and we definitely will.
I know, Coach, there's competition at every position every week, but quarterback is different. Might we see Jenkins, who I think is second on the depth chart, get more snaps this week, or where are you on that?
We'll see as the game goes along on that, but he's been getting, we've been rotating them all fall camp and also this week in practice.
But James will start this week.
Yeah, the way I see it right now, unless something changes in the next couple of days.
I guess going to Maine, FCS team, home opener, what do you see from that team? Obviously, not the greatest record last year.
Yeah, they're a big physical team. I think we'll see, a lot of heavy sets in their tight ends. They got big tight ends. They had a couple of transfer big tight ends come in. Their lines are really big. They're powerful in that area. And then defensively, they've got good physical linebackers and a defensive front that has done well. It's going to be a tough test for us. It's going to be a physical football game.
Coach, on the big, I think it was 67-yard run by Lawrence. What was the play call, or what can you tell us about that and the blocking and everything that set it up for him?
Yeah, well, it was basically what we call a split zone. We're bringing the tight end back, line's blocking this way. He did a great job of hitting it downhill, and the line did a great job of cutting it off. And then our guard punched the D lineman and then got at the backer, and we creased it. And then a guy came and he just made that guy miss, and he was off to the house. So it was an excellent blocking by our offensive line. We hit it downhill well, and then he creased on the guy that was kind of clean. The guy missed. He made the guy miss, ran right through him, and then he just took off to the races.
Who were they key blocks? Jackson, was that your guard you're referring to?
Yeah, Nair had a good block. Our center had a great block. Peace had a good block of punching and getting back. And then our tackles, the backside tackle has to cut off their 4-eye, and he did a really good job of cutting the 4-eye off. Now,
Did they adjust to that later that not allow that big increase?
Well, we had it. We were inches away from it on the last run of the game. I mean, inches. I thought we busted it. We were coming through, and the guy just barely grabbed his jersey, and he was getting. And if the guy wouldn't have grabbed his jersey, he's gone again. I mean, it was that close. We hit blocked it just that same way, and one guy just kind of fought through a guy at the last second and reached out, and I mean, we were that far away.
That was the run to Lawrence again.
Yeah.
I guess going back to the Lawrence game, the defense had some huge stops. Very impressive out from the unders. What did you see from your defense? Obviously you had the forced fumble,
right.
You had the interception.
I thought we had good effort. We gave up a couple of big plays that we should not have, and that hurt us. But I thought overall they kept battling, they kept playing hard. We had played a ton of snaps. I think we played 84 something snaps there, and we need to play less snaps, and so we'll get better at that. Hopefully get them out on some third downs that we had one of the big fourth down play, disappointing. I thought we would have a chance to stop them there, and we didn't. So it was a heck of a football game. The guys battled hard, and we needed to find a way to win that football game. We did.
With Reggie Peterson, it seems like he's been waiting for a while to shine and have that place. What have you noticed about his determination and perseverance to get to this point?
Well, he's number one. Reggie has great charisma. He lights up a room when he walks in there. He has a positive attitude basically every day, and comes to prepare and get better. He's just kept improving and improving and improving. And very physical young man, and plays extremely hard. And been very impressive how he keeps working and keeps going and keeps pushing. But I think mainly it's because of his attitude. He comes ready to work every day, and he'll be really successful in life because he has such a phenomenal positive attitude.
Well, what about Jamal Potts? He had a big game. Where do you like lining him up, and what made him so effective last week?
Yeah, Jamal is excellent playing in the nickel position, has a great feel for that. He's an extremely good hitter. He's a good blitzer off the edge. He does good in coverage, and he's able to disguise and kind of has a feel of his spacing out there. In that position, you're covering, you're inside receivers, you're in zone, you're in man. You got to get a feel for your spacing out there and make tackles in space. And he does a really good job of that. I would say that he has a really good feel for what his position out there on the edge.
You alluded to a little bit of, but playing in the nickels as opposed to playing outside. You get like shift your guys, you got a guard. What makes a good nickel as opposed to maybe a guy on the outside?
Yeah, a nickel needs to be able to be more physical inside. He's going to have to be in tackles. He's going to get blocked more. He also has to understand run fits, and he also has to understand flooding an area with extra receivers coming from the backside. He has to have a good feel for that. And Potts really has a good idea and understanding.
With Maine, that's another FCS team you played Bryant last year. What have you noticed about that level of football when it was overtime game last year?
Oh yeah.
So, what kind of ball do they play?
Oh, they play really good football, and the conference they're in is an excellent conference that Maine's in. They got a lot of really good football teams in there. I think William & Mary's in there, and New Hampshire, who's been phenomenal for years. It's a really excellent. The CAA is kind of I would say the upper echelon of the FCS leagues, year in, year out, and they've got Villanova, who's won national championships. I think James Madison used to be in that. He's really good, so it's a really good league.
Who's got the edge in terms of like it's their season opener, so you don't have tape on them, at least from this year? You had your game, but maybe you got some kinks out. What's your view on that?
Yeah, it's I've been in this situation both ways multiple times, if you play, you feel like you're better with the speed of the game. The other side of it is they get to watch your game and see anything new you've done and anything new they're going to do. We won't see until the game starts. So there'll be a little bit more of adjusting on our part of like calls against what they do if we figure out exactly what it is. The advantage we'll have is our guys that play the game, they're more used to the speed of the game, and that type of thing should be an advantage. So there's a little bit of advantage on both sides, and I think it all comes together after about a quarter.
How nice is it to finally be able to play a home opener?
Oh, it's exciting about playing at home. We're excited about playing in the cage, and we know there'll be a great student crowd here also. We had a great turnout for the student involvement we had back a couple weeks ago. I think there was like 5,000 students that showed up, so it was really neat. So we're excited about the home opener. I know our kids are too. And, don't have to fly and play at 9 o'clock at night either. So a 6:30 kickoff will be fun to do.
What's that, guys? Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, hopefully all the rain will stay away. So,
Thank you, Coach.
all right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Your linebacker, Reggie Peterson. We'll start with questions.
Reggie, it seems like you've been waiting for a long time to have that moment that you had last week. You had a bunch of tackles and whatnot. What's it been like for you to get to this point?
I would say that it's been amazing at first. Like, of course, everybody want to be in that position. I just want to thank my coaching staff and obviously thank God and my teammates for allowing me to be in that position to help the team make plays. Just being on this defense, I know the majority of the guys almost my whole life. Like I grew up going against Potts since I was like 7 years old in Little League football. So the intensity, the relationship is all there. So our mindset, we try to play smash mouth football. If you're not first, you last. So I love playing on this defense.
Tell me about that. What were you playing with Potts or against him, and what Little League was it?
I was playing against Potts. Pop Warner football, Fort Pierce, Greyhound / Eagles versus Delray Rocks. They were one of my sports. We beat them.
You were which team?
I was the Eagles, Fort Pierce Eagles. He was Delray. Yeah.
Delray what?
Delray Rocks. Don't do your research.
So you got the best of them?
Of course. He over there somewhere. I got the best of you. Yeah. I've been beating him up since I was like 7.
I guess what you saw from specifically your linebacker group and lost that game.
Linebacker group, we played outstanding. As you can see, you guys was at the game. You guys watched the game. Defense showed their butts off. There's really not much to say. Like, we have a great DC. He does a great job of putting us in our spots that we need to be in. Like, he calls the great plays. I think the best thing that we do when we at practice, we go over a bunch of random scenarios that will probably never happen. Like, our coaching staff, they exaggerate the game speed. So it's always tempo in practice. I think one thing that we love doing is it would have to be just focusing on going full speed all the time, because Coach Mackey does a great job of preaching that everybody's practicing, everybody's meeting. Like, we got to be different. What makes us different from other teams? So in our linebacker group, we come back, we try to get extra film in. We preach on being film junkies. For the guys that's not going in, they should know what to do, just in case, Lord forbid, I get out or I get hurt or something like that. So our defense, we all just watch film. So when we was going against LA Tech, we knew the formation. We knew the formation. We knew the play. And it's just minor little sets that happen throughout the game. It's literally just one person or just one gap, and the football always gonna find the wrong gap. So that's what it did versus LA Tech.
I guess take us through your sack and that 1 second.
Sack off the edge. I can't give out too much of the game. It's just in case other teams watch this. But yeah, it was a sack off the edge. You know, when you're sacking off the edge, you want to go for that upfield shoulder. So trying to bend the corner tight. Quarterback let the ball go. I was mad. I'm like, ooh, he let the ball go. But I turn around, I see my defensive player running. The ref hurry up, call the whistle. So I'm like, is it a turnover? Is it a sack? It counted as a sack. That was my first one. So you already know I was doing a little boogie in my head. But no, I was excited. It was fun. Praying for more.
In what ways have you improved since you first got to campus, Reggie?
Ways I improved, especially this year, I would have to say I lost a lot of bad weight and turned it into good weight. So, because we have a great strength and conditioning staff, they all about what we're eating right, the vegetables we eat, how we run, how you work out. Don't work out like a loser, work out like a champion, because that's what Coach Durfee is trying to build. He's trying to build champions here. So I lost a lot of good weight. I would definitely say my stamina, because usually after like 5 plays, I was like, okay. But now I'm lasting like 12 to 13. So my stamina, of course, of that. And I would definitely have to say the next thing I worked on was my footwork, because I'm transitioning from linebacker my freshman year, then going to D-line, then back to linebacker. Now I'm back in the linebacker room. So I'm in the linebacker room last year thinking like a D lineman. So you can't do that. So I definitely had to get that terminology back as a linebacker, and so that's what I was working on.
When you were in D-line, what's the heaviest you got, and what weight do you have now?
I was at 240. And I was like the lightest one on the D-line, just playing jack my sophomore year. And now I'm back at 220. Back at 220 with like 10 to 11% body fat. So I'm great with that.
It's my same body fat as well. So
yeah.
No.
No wonder you look good like that.
I guess looking forward to Maine, what have you noticed from their offense? Obviously, a lot of turnover there, new quarterback that they're rolling with there.
Right. Watching film on Maine, we don't really have a lot of film on Maine, but what I can say, they are a physical team, and that's why we try to preach here is physical. I know they're going to be running the ball a lot, so they might either come out 13 personnel, 12 personnel, like that. So just watching Maine, we know that if we're not on our feet, that they can sweep us by if they wanted to. But the thing is, we're not going for that. So obviously, we just gonna have to stand on our ground, stand on 10 toes, and just again, like I said before, play smash mouth football, because that's all we know. Just do play full speed. If you're not first, you last. If you're wrong, get right, get left. So that's how we work.
Anything else, guys?
Hey, could you talk about kind of just like playing in front of a home crowd, home opener?
Amazing. A lot of people don't understand the Miami atmosphere. The Miami atmosphere is definitely real. Like, it is real. Just playing in front of the home crowd is it's better than an away game, because at away games all you hear is boos and you suck, like get off the field. It's like, all right, like you ain't trying to hear that, but you just block out the silence. But now that you back in the cage, we're in the cage for real now. all you hear is chants, FIU chants, and that's all we love to hear. So there's a point in time that I know when that fourth quarter come, and we all throwing the floors up, and instead of hearing boos, we hear the stands getting loud. We hear FIU. That builds us more as a defense on the field. And man, it's like high school. When you're in high school, you hear the band, and when you hear the band, you're just over there like, okay. When you hear FIU, that just keeps you going. So that just adds fuel to the fire. So they're building us up. If we could have every home game, we would. But we got to have some away games. And nothing better than winning on the road.
Thanks, Reggie. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Awesome
it.
job. Thank you.
Thanks, Reggie.
Jamal, you're up. Junior nickelback and former Delray Rock.
Settle this controversy. What'd you do in that Pop Warner stage against Reggie?
I scored a long go route, and they said I stepped out on the 1 yard line. I already scored the game-winning touchdown, but I was wearing their favor. We were the treasure coast. We were up in their house. Yeah, if it was home, it would have been a whole different story.
They said you stepped out at the 1.
Yes,
How old were you?
I had to be 105 pounds, so I probably was like 10, 11, 10, something
And
like
who
that.
ended up winning that game?
Probably.
Who won that game?
They won.
They won, and you stepped out at the 1. Had you scored, you would have won.
I hit the pylon. They said I stepped out on the 1. I made sure I hit the pylon.
But if they called it a touchdown, you would have won.
I still got the video to this day. I always show them. We always bump heads about it.
But you would have won the game had they called it.
Yes.
So that was the last play of the game.
The Treasure Coast Championship.
Man, what a game! Forget about FIU. That's a hell of a game. What was this Louisiana Tech? You had a big game. What was that like for you?
I feel like I didn't have a big game. I need to come out, do my thing, show face, and yeah.
What Coach was talking a little bit about playing the nickel. For you, what makes a good nickel back, and maybe some of the guys in the NFL that play specifically the nickel that you
I
study?
watch a lot of Jalen Ramsey. I feel like being a good nickel back, you have to be good in coverage. You could tackle. You have to have good run fits. You have to know what's going on. Know the defense really well. Know the offense really well. Know formation and stuff like that. Know how to yeah.
In high school, had you played nickel or you played on the
I
outside?
played straight corner.
So what was the transition like when you told you going to nickel?
It was pretty hard. I mean, I had to learn certain things. I had to learn how to. I already knew the run fit because I played safety my sophomore year, so I was good with run fit. So it was just about being in the coverage and the slot and stuff. That's all it really was.
Is it a little bit like a combo corner safety thing?
Yes, something like that. I feel comfortable though. I play corner, so I'm very comfortable in this a lot.
Take us through the forced fumble there.
First fumble. I had my eyes on the tight end. I seen him go back. I dropped back in coverage, and they threw the ball, and I had a perfect tackle, and I put my face right on the ball. Yeah.
You have any other guys from Fort Myers on the team that are part of the your Pop Warner history?
Fort Myers. I just know Pete. That's really it.
That's it, just you and him.
For Fort Myers.
What have you seen? Whatever tape you have on Maine, what do you know about them?
I see they're a physical team. They run a lot of 12 piece, so I see they run the ball a lot. So we're focusing on our run fits and stuff. And that's really it.
You guys playing in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, so it's gonna be big. First game. School just started. I know it's gonna be a large crowd, a lot of chants, this and that. It feels good to be back home after being away, a lot of boos, this and that. So yeah, it feels good. It's gonna be a big game for us.
Well said, guys. Thanks, Jamal. Great job. Appreciate it. Sophomore running back, Shomari Lawrence. And to keep the theme, I gotta ask, Shomari, Pompano Chiefs or Pompano Cowboys?
I played for neither.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I played for Tamarack Cougars actually.
Okay.
When I first got here, I played O-line as in the 7th grade I was an lineman, had number 54, and then 8th grade year I played. They actually put me at running back in 54, like the last play of the season. And I had like a big run. So they were like, okay, you might play running back. So I was like, okay. I came back the next year. They put me, I had number 4. I played running back. I played like playing Plantation Wildcats, Pembroke Pines, a lot of big little league teams. Then I didn't really play. I played high school football my freshman year, but I didn't play as much because they wanted me to go up to varsity, and I didn't feel like I wanted to play varsity at the time, and I was still kind of new to the game. So and then I actually transferred from Coral Springs to Blanchard, and then I played. We went undefeated in my 10th grade year on JV, and then I moved up for the rest of the year in high school for varsity.
Very cool. I actually went to Coral Springs myself.
So they put you at O-line just because you were bigger than most
Yeah,
of that age?
I was the biggest guy on the team.
And
In that weight class, too.
And did you lobby like that last excuse me, last play game when they put you running? Was that your idea or you were
I
bugging
was
them?
begging to play running back since I got there, but I was just too big, so they had to put me on the line. So I didn't have a choice for it.
And how good did it feel when you gave you the chance?
It felt great. I was like, I knew this the position I wanted to play. Even though I played both sides of the ball actually. I played linebacker too. Yeah. So that's where most of when I was in high school, that's where my big offers came from for linebacker and stuff like that. But I didn't play defense. So.
Who were the running backs that influenced you in terms of anybody that you followed, NFL guys or whatever?
Marshall Lynch and LeGarrette Blunt.
So Marshall and who else?
LeGarrette Blunt. Yeah, I'm a big Patriots fan. So when LeGarrette Blunt was there, I was like, yeah, he's tough. And then Marshall Lynch too. So.
Obviously, looking back at the La Tech game, over 100 yards rushing and the touchdown, just take us through that. Your first game as an FIU Panther.
It felt great. First time getting a chance to start, I felt like I left a lot on the table, but it all gets greater later, honestly. So I'm just taking it one step at a time, and whatever God put in front of me is what I'm going with.
On the 67 run, did your eyes light up? What did you see when you saw that hole open up? How did you take us through
It
that?
felt natural. Felt like I had butterflies like the first play, and it went away after I had my first run. Actually, I was like, okay, this kind of feel like practice, honestly. And then I broke open that run. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a smooth game for real. I wasn't really nervous or like overly thinking stuff, so it was just like a click.
Obviously, we spoke, I believe, a month or two ago about Flex and how impactful he's been for the room despite his injury. Did you talk to him after the game?
Yeah, we actually talked before the game. He gave me the talk, like, to stay locked in, that don't let anything get into my head, and just, I was just like, okay. I didn't really say too much to him. I just heard what he said, and I passed it on to my gameplay.
Coach said that I think last play from scrimmage you guys had that you had a run that almost broke free. Tell me what happened on that.
I got out in open space and I seen the safety coming down. I was like, okay, I can use. There were two linemen next to me. I can use them as like a shield to try to cut back, but I actually got out there, but I ended up slipping because the knee brace is kind of a pain. It's hard to bring my knee up sometimes, but I did what I could, honestly. I just tripped, honestly. That's really what happened.
And you still have to wear the knee brace, and why is that?
I had a bone bruise, but I don't have to wear it. Our training staff is trying to do a good job of keeping me healthy throughout this season. So I just have it on for a period of time. It'll be awesome though.
That's the right knee?
Yeah, left knee.
Left knee. And that you felt that inhibited you a little bit?
Yeah, but I really don't need it, but I'm just trying to make my training room staff happy.
I guess looking forward to Maine, what have you noticed about their defense?
Their defense is pretty good, physical. It's definitely some room to work with the run game and etc. Passing as well. They do a lot of, they blitz, so I'll have to be there to pick up for the blitzers and stuff like that. Keep Grayson clean.
And then to play in front of the home crowd, your first game.
Yeah.
At home here.
First game here, I'm gonna have a lot of family come out because I'm from Pompano Beach, Florida. Well, that's where I came. That's where I lived when I came from Jamaica. So a lot of people is gonna probably show out into the game, and it's gonna be a great atmosphere. I get a chance to play in front of the FIU fans for the first time, so it's pretty good.
You mentioned, Grayson, how frustrating was it that you guys couldn't throw for more yards, and even I think you had one catch for no yards, and what do you think was not clicking with the passing game?
I think everything will be fine. It's honestly just the first game. I know it looks bad on paper, but it's the first game. He's gonna click. I trust him, so he'll hit. He has the smarts and the I don't know what word to say, but he has that. So he'll be fine. I promise you that won't be a game like that again for him. So.
Anything else, guys?